Danielle is here with a first look at our weather. We're getting closer to normal in terms of temperatures this week.
Yeah, normal is -1 for this time of year. So we're looking at temperatures closer to that as we go through this week. We're not going to see any 10-degree days or any -10 degrees days. We're going to kind of stay at par closer to that freezing mark for the rest of this week as a ridge of high pressure moves close to us, but not close enough. All right, -1 is the temperature right now. Winds are relatively calm at this point. That's at the airport. Downtown, the base temperature is also -1. Big Four Motors, Calgary's original Jeep store and more into Zaw Park, is at -2. Okay, when we look at the next 24 hours, we'll be mainly clear for this evening, so a nice sparkly evening out there. -11 is what it will feel like with the wind chill in the overnight hours and in the morning as well. So keep it in mind, a chilly start to the day tomorrow. Small chance of an isolated flurry, good chunk of cloud cover, high of -2. More details coming up, Ian.
Flying off into the wild blue yonder. Lots of blue sky today.
And NORAD also does a great job in tracking Santa.
Oh, yes, I know that.
Christmas Eve. We like to watch that.
They have an important job.
Very important. Okay, so I know you like the heat. Not sure if you at home, if you like the heat, but there's no heat in our forecast, but there's no extreme cold in our forecast. We're going to be just basically status quo for this week. Here's your Capital Chef Sky Cam. It's a lovely day out there for today. The wind's relatively calm at this point, and we have a nice sparkly evening. All right, let's talk temperatures here. -1 is I'm just going to make sure I'm having a little bit of an issue with my mic here. Does that help? All right. -1 in Calgary, -3 in Drumheller, Brooks, and Lethbridge, -5 in Milk River, and -4 in Banff. So a little above normal, but for Calgary, this is where we should be for this time of year. Okay, radar and satellite imagery, nothing really to worry about right now. We will have some cloud cover creeping in, though, as we go through the next 24 hours. So tomorrow will be a mainly cloudy day. You can really draw out this ridge, this peak right here in the clouds. That's a ridge of high pressure. That looks like it's going to track our way, but it won't make it. It's going to kind of falter and slump to the south. So let me play that through for you as we go through the next couple days here. Here's that ridge of high pressure. That's going to kind of just go wah-wah down to the south. We're going to catch the edge of it a bit on Wednesday, so we should be above that freezing mark or just above that freezing mark on Wednesday, but we're not going to get any of the warm air. We're going to get the cooler air from the north. That's going to keep us just below freezing for the next few days, really for much of this work week. Okay, looking at the future cast here, and as you can see, we have the cloud cover that will be moving in tonight, and stick around for tomorrow. Also, something to notice here, there will be some little pockets of flurries that will roll in tomorrow in the morning hours along the QE2 and along the Trans-Canada. We may see a little burst of that here and there in Calgary, but we're not looking at excessive amounts of snow by any means, but a couple snowflakes are possible. Okay, and then as we go through later on Tuesday, you can see that snowfall really developing east of the QE2, and that will stay mainly east of the QE2. Capital Chef 5-day forecast, -2 is a high for tomorrow. Mainly cloudy skies, and again, small chance of seeing a couple isolated stray flurries here in Calgary. Most of that will be off to the north and off to the east. +1 for Wednesday as we get a bit of that ridge building in, but then it slumps to the south. -2 for Thursday, 0 for Friday, and by Saturday, we're looking at -1.
So for the next few days, just a little bit above freezing or a little bit below.
Yeah, and we talked about the nursery rhyme, Goldilocks.
Yes.
Not too warm, not too cold, just right where we should be. And look at our nice Christmas display that's here, right? Oh, getting excited. All right, -1 is the current temperature. Today's high was 2, so that was a little above normal. Normal is -1 for this time of year. Looking at that Capital Chef 3-day forecast, you can see kind of status quo. Wednesday will be a little warmer than all of the next few days, really. -2 as a high for tomorrow. A few flurries possible, +1 for Wednesday, then back down to -2 for Thursday, Ian.
I bet there's a lot more snow in the North Pole than we have here. We've had a lot of melting recently, Danielle.
Yes, and also how lucky is Fuzzy? Coolest adventure ever. Okay, yes, we've had a lot of melting going on. This week is going to be kind of status quo. We're not looking at any extremely cold days, and we're not looking at any extremely warm days. We're kind of just going to be closer to normal and where we should be. A normal daytime high for this time of year is -1. We did get to +2 today. We're down to -2 now with a wind chill of about -3 because not much of a wind chill. The winds are pretty calm out here right now. A lot of cloud cover will build in tonight and last through tomorrow. Small chance of a couple snowflakes here and there tomorrow, but most of that activity should be north and east of Calgary. -2 is a daytime high. More details coming up, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Let's connect with Danielle again as we look at our 5-day forecast.
And it's so exciting now with the set all decorated for the holidays.
It looks great.
It feels great. You kind of match the set. I somewhat do. So very festive over here. Temperatures are starting to drop a little bit to add to that festive feeling of winter. It's not officially winter yet, but it will feel like it should feel for this time of year for this week. We're not looking at really hot days or really cold days, but days closer to where we should be, and where we should be is -1 for this time of year. Right now in Calgary, it feels, or it's -2, feeling closer to about -3, -4 with the wind chill. We have light winds right now. It's -3 as a base temperature in Drumheller, -5 in Medicine Hat, -4 in Lethbridge and Banff. Okay, not a whole lot going on radar and satellite in the southern part of our province, but there are some clouds moving towards us. You can even see some light little pockets of snow here on the radar as well. Less likely we'll see that in Calgary, but don't be surprised to see a couple snowflakes out there for tomorrow. Most of that will be, though, in central Alberta and to the east of the QE2. Here's that ridge of high pressure, and typically that would move over and we would be under that ridge for a couple of days. That's not going to be the case with this one. We may get a little bit, catch the edge of it on Wednesday. So as I play through for the next 3 days, you can see that instead of tracking off to the east, it's going to slump to the south. And again, we may catch a little on Wednesday, but we're going to get some cooler air rolling in, and that's going to keep us just below that freezing mark for most days as we go through this week. Okay, condition-wise, tomorrow, clouds increasing, and again, along the QE2, to the east of the QE2, and even along Trans-Canada for tomorrow, snowfall is possible. We're not looking at huge amounts in any community in southern Alberta. We may even just catch the edge of this here and there in Calgary, so don't be surprised to see a couple snowflakes out there for tomorrow in Calgary, but we're not looking at any accumulation from this. All right, and again, most of that will be east of the QE2, as you can see right here, especially even through tomorrow night. All right, Capital Chev 5-day forecast, a high of -2 for tomorrow, and a few flurries possible here and there, very isolated if we get it at all, mainly cloudy skies. Now, catching that edge of the ridge on Wednesday should bring us up just above that freezing mark to a high of 1. -2, though, by Thursday, closer to that freezing mark for Friday, and we'll likely get a little bit of snow by the time we kick into Saturday with a high of -1, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. Would have been a fun weekend.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. All right, well, if you've ever thought maybe you'd like to get up close and personal with sea lions,
Yes.
this is the place for you.
Oh my goodness.
Look how cute they are, these curious pups. They're on the Galapagos Islands. The rule is they can touch you, you can't touch them. Sea lion pupping season is typically August, September, even October. Those are the driest months of the year in Galapagos.
Oh.
How hard would that? I know, because they're so cute. And apparently Galapagos sea lions are a little bit smaller.
I'm in love.
Cute. Yeah.
Those little ones are adorable.
Well, now to a pup, a different kind of pup that has been reunited with his best friends.
Did you miss your friends? Oh my goodness.
This is Rex. He was away from all of his stuffed toys for 3 whole days.
Whoa.
As you can tell, he missed them a lot. So he's just spending his days now in his dog bed, cuddling all of his toys. And as you can see, he has a lot. He's got to make up for lost time.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, he's very happy with himself there. Well, finally, it's good to keep up your workout routine over the holidays, because you got to make up for all those extra calories.
Right.
She's like a panther. This is Savannah. She is speedy. She just runs up the walls that they put a bit of carpeted on, bounce off the shelves, every height, every angle. This is like perfect parkour for a cat.
Yeah.
This is very clever, actually.
Too hyper for me.
I imagine this happening in the middle of the night when you wake up and you're like, what is the noise? It's the
What
cat
is
doing
going
parkour.
on?
Yeah.
Also reminds me of that game Mousetrap.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot going on there. Here's a Capital Chev Skywatch camera, and it's a beautiful sparkly night, mainly clear. You can see all the nice lights, and the winds are fairly calm right now. They will pick up a little bit tomorrow in some communities, but still not expected to be extremely gusty for tomorrow. We're looking at status quo temperatures for the rest of this week. So we're not looking at any really hot days or really cold days. We're looking at temperatures similar to what we had out there today, maybe a little cooler at times. All right, right now we're dealing with wind chill, and we will continue to be dealing with wind chill for the next little while here. Again, this week, pretty calm, pretty tame, even when we're talking temperatures. Next week will be quite a bit cooler. -5 is what it feels like in Calgary with the wind chill right now. -10 in Medicine Hat, -13 in Brooks. So wind chill will be a factor tomorrow morning as well, so be prepared for a cold start to the day. We don't have a whole lot going on, but you can see these pockets of snowfall that are tracking to the south, so we'll likely see some pockets of that outside of Calgary. We have a small chance we may even see a couple snowflakes in Calgary. We'll talk about how much we can expect in some areas. Out to the east, you can see this system here. They've been dealing in Ontario with snow and freezing rain. Well, we're getting fairly quiet weather this week. Again, there are some pockets of snow. Central Alberta will be dealing with some snowfall, and to the east of the QE2 for tomorrow and down to Medicine Hat. We'll talk about amounts in just a second here. One for Kelowna tomorrow and Kamloops, mainly cloudy skies. There's a look at the snowfall, Slave Lake down through Edmonton and Red Deer, and then that pocket will be to the east. So Olds through Drumheller, Coronation, and Medicine Hat and Brooks, likely getting that snowfall. When we look at how much, a couple centimeters. Red Deer down through Brooks, Medicine Hat could see a little bit more, 6 to 7 centimeters. Capital Chev 10-day trend showing you pretty tame temperatures for really the rest of this week, but by next week, daytime highs of -6 and -8 to kick it off, Tara.
Thank you, Danielle.
Are strong at that school.
That is so fun. I love that story, Glenn. Strongest teenager in the world. That's amazing.
Pretty cool.
Quite a title to have.
Well, we have the strongest meteorologist in the world.
For sure.
I'm embarrassed. Go to grab.
Oh, you guys stop.
More.
Well, at least I don't have anything crazy to talk about here or, any bad news to deliver. We're just where we should be for this week, really. Not looking at any huge active weather either, so good driving conditions for the next few days. Small chance of a few isolated pockets of flurries, high of -2, and then +1 for Wednesday, back down to -2 by Thursday. That's your Capital Chev 5-day forecast. Okay, Weather Window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. And Melissa Hartwell says she hung these beautiful Christmas sweaters with care on a beautiful December day.
That's awesome. You got to have a Christmas sweater. Thanks for your company tonight. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.